All right, so our pelvis and legs are rigged up and ready to go. So the next step is we're going to add a spine, do the arms and the head. So hopefully we can knock this out in one video. So you're going to click on the pelvis again, and right under the leg you're going to add spine. Okay, and when you do that, you'll notice that it adds basically like another pelvis. If you click on that, that's pelvis 01, and then you get some spine digits. Okay, so what we're going to do is start by renaming this. This will be chest. Alright, and then we basically want to lower the digits of this guy down. So spine setup. So if you click on any one of these spine pieces, you'll see the spine setup down below, and it comes with 5 bones. I'm just going to have 1 bone for my spine. Okay, because it's pretty much a rigid robot. This is supposed to be a mechanical piece here. It's not going to bend down the middle. Alright, so if you had a character that was going to bend, you would obviously want to change that, but in this case this is going to work out fine. Alright, so with the shoulder it's going to be a little different also with this guy, but I think I want the shoulder kind of right a little bit, I guess, up on top here, up to the top of almost to where the neck is going to be. Alright, because our neck's going to be super short. So the shoulder is going to be right around there. Okay. Alright, and then just like we did with the other bones, you want to make sure that it's kind of centered. We're going to be building arms off of these. Alright. So you'll see there's kind of a tilt from the pelvis to the top of that, but that's fine. That's kind of how it was drawn. Alright, so I think that's good to go. Go and save that. And now from the shoulder, or the chest, sorry, selected, go ahead and add arm. And when you do that, it's going to add a left arm. Alright. And the arm is composed of, this guy is like your collarbone. And then you have the upper arm, lower arm, and this is the palm. It's not the hand, so it's going to end right around there. Okay, so here we go. We're going to manipulate this kind of similarly to the way we did the leg. Gonna go ahead and bend this down so that it matches right about there, so that when I rotate the arm back up, it'll be right there where it needs to be. Alright, and that's actually a good length. You can change the length of this also. Alright, let's see. Okay, so there we go. So now the arm, I'm going to rotate that guy. And I'm basically in the front. Make sure you're in the front view here. And you can kind of see if you might need to change the size of the collarbone, but I think this is going to be fine. I might have this guy move out just a little bit. Let's see. Let me see where to change the length of this guy. There we go. So if you grab the upper arm, you can kind of stretch out the... Yeah, and you kind of want it to be centered. It looks like I can make it go down just a little bit. So select the... There we go. just want this bone to be centered on as close as it can get to the arm. And you want this pivot point to be kind of where the arm would pivot. Okay. Now I guess we could have the arm pivot inside. I guess that's kind of where this is supposed to be, actually. So let me switch that up. This is supposed to be kind of on a robot. It'd be like a rubber gasket, and the arm would be kind of connected there. So that will probably work better when we're animating that later. All right. So there's that guy. All right. So now we're going to go to the top. And basically just straighten this guy out. Back to the front. Okay, so that's good. And then, ooh, don't want to do that. Trying to figure out where to move this so I can change that. There we go. So you got to move it from the lower arm. And then, let's see. There we go. So this is the one I can change the length of. All right, and the length, I want to change it so that this basically, let me see what this guy is. That's the palm. So the hand is, I think, gonna, well, let's see. We have just one piece. I think that might actually be on, we'll see what happens. We can always resize this. But I think I'm gonna want this at a length that puts that right at the end of the arm like that. Even though it's the palm, it might be like that. We'll check it out. All right, so we'll start with that. Okay, so this guy, what we want to do from here is add a digit for however many fingers we want. All right, and we basically just want one finger or a thumb. That's pretty much it. Let's see what happens if we just put one there. All right, that's weird to you. Okay, that did not go the way I wanted it to. Here. There we go. Those two guys are basically like fingers that came off of this piece. And I noticed that I didn't rotate my palm the way I needed to. So, and I think the palm does have to be, we can leave it like that. That's fine. All right, that'll work. All right, so I'm going to go to the top here. And with the palm selected, I'm going to rotate this guy so that it's pretty much down the middle of the arm. All right. That works. And then we want to rotate it. This is going to be the thumb, I believe. So rotate it down so that that top part matches. The top part will be pretty easy to match up, or it should be. Let's do, change this to right. There we go. All right. I can get a better look at where it needs to rotate. And it looks like I need to kind of move the whole arm back a little bit. So if I move this guy, let's see what happens. that. There we go. So grab the palm and just kind of move it. Okay, that's good. Alright, so now I want to change the size of a couple of things, obviously. This guy has 3 bones in it, and it's supposed to be like a finger. So if I grab this and I rotate it, oops, not like that, this way, it'll rotate that one thing, rotate the whole hand. But if I double click on it, it'll kind of have a bend. Alright, so that's kind of how that is going to end up looking. So let me undo that. Alright, but I need to change the length of these things so that they're not. I wonder if I could. Let's try that. Okay, there we go. Oh, double click. Let's try to scale it. There we go. That'll be a lot faster. Alright. So that will let that part bend. That should be easy enough. Go and save that. Alright, so now the thumb can be kind of the same thing. I'm going to get this guy in position first. So it's kind of weird because it's separated from the hand. You can move it pretty much wherever you need to. So I'm going to move it down. And let's get this thing rotated. Oops. There we go. Oops, but I don't want to rotate the whole thing just like that. Alright. Glad we're just doing a robot. Take a lot of work to do something that had more detail in the hands. It's not hard, it just takes a lot of time. Alright. Whoa. Let me go back here. Okay. So it's kind of matching up. Now I just need to make it the right size, so then I can move it some more. Double click, and I think scaling works pretty well. I'm going to move it like that. Let's move the whole thing. Alright. From the front. Okay, and really I want this point to be kind of where it's going to, whoops, undo that. Where it's going to rotate there. Okay, so right there, something like that. Alright, I think that actually looks pretty good. What we can do is, let's do scale it a little bit in the Y. There we go. Alright. Let's just double check again the naming of everything. Okay, so we have left arm, and these are the parts of the left arm. I'm going to call this L palm. Let's see. There we go. And then digit 1, okay. L hand. That's just part of, well, this is part of the finger actually. That's fine. Alright, that's good enough. There we go. Let's go to perspective view. Alright, so if you click on the chest piece again, similar to the pelvis, we can have add arm, and hopefully, yep, there we go. It adds that arm for us. I'm glad that because that took a long time. Alright, so we have legs and arms, and for this guy, the head should be super easy. Let's go ahead and save it. I get already saved, but let me do save as. I'll just do legs dash body dash arms. Alright, good enough. So to add a head, we're just going to add, there's nothing as far as a head bone, we're going to add another spine. And we'll click on one of these guys and we'll just change it to 1. There we go. And that will be for the neck. So this, let's see, let's take this guy down all the way. Front. It's going to be kind of funny looking here, but it's going to be a really short neck and a huge head basically. So there's a width and the height. Ooh, I guess we'll have to experiment with this. There we go. Let's put it in the middle. Alright, let's look from the left. Okay. So this guy is going to be called, that's the head bone. And that's pretty much it. That's the spine for that guy. Okay, cool. Alright, that is pretty much our robot all rigged up. Go ahead and save as. And I'm just going to do Catrig-Complete. I should have had another save in here, but I messed that up. Alright, so next step is we're going to skin this and start working with some animation.